guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm here for your September 2018 reading. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but can you believe it's already September? Like, it's gonna be Halloween before we know it. I'm so excited. And then there's Thanksgiving, that's good. And then there's Yule and Christmas, and that's delicious too. A lot of foodie holidays coming up. I like food. Okay, so before we get into our reading, why don't you bust out your witchy calendars and take out a magical pen or pencil and jot down these dates. September 3rd is Labor Day. So I believe that most people in the United States have that day off. I'm not sure if other countries have Labor Day, but it's time to kick your feet up and unlabor for the day. Can you believe when I was like really young, I used to think that meant that that's when all women went into labor, like for babies. Don't judge. On September 6th, Saturn goes direct. On September 9th, we have a new moon in Virgo. Nurturing, loving Virgo. On September 10th, we have Rosh Hashanah, and on September 11th, we have the Islamic New Year. So shout out to all my Islamic homies out there. On September 13th, in the pagan world, it's known as the fire lighting ceremony. So definitely, if you don't know what that is, Google it. September 19th is Yom Kippur, and September 21st, this one's pretty awesome. It's the UN International Day of Peace. How cool is that? So what are you gonna do on that day? And September 22nd, it's finally here, Mabon! Well, in the Northern Hemisphere. But it's also known as the fall equinox, and it's also when the sun will be entering Libra, which is my moon sign. September 24th, we will be having a full moon in Aries. Whoa, heavy energy. And lastly, on the last day of September, September 30th, Pluto goes directo. Now that we have our date books all filled out, let's get into the stone that I have picked out for the month of September, and that stone is whoopsh, labradorite. I was kind of feeling like a deep, dark, watery intuition, kind of looking within ourselves, but also some of us that, you know, have been dabbling in, you know, our psychic abilities, you know, working on our clairs, maybe taking tarot study more seriously and really trying to dive into the meanings of the cards. I feel like that September is the month for people to really start expanding a little bit more their awareness, you know, for things to really start taking off. People who have been diving into more of the esoteric metaphysical studies. And I feel like labradorite will really help us for the month of September. Like, this is the stone that I feel is like the theme stone for the month of September. And I have a few versions of labradorite here for you. Since it's, you know, it's like, I was like, oh, I don't know if I would consider it my favorite stone because, you know, I have so many other favorite stones, but I have like quite the collection of labradorite. And I was like, you know, I think labradorite is actually one of my favorite stones. I mean, I love it, and every time I see it, I'm like, ooh. But here's a raw piece. I have this big chunky raw piece, which is pretty cool. Sometimes it's hard to see. There we go, there we go. We got the flash in there. That's nice. And here we go. Ooh. If nothing else, at least you're having some eye candy at this portion of the video. Okay, so I am going to pull a theme card for the month of September, and then I'm going to be pulling a few other cards from a different deck. One for health, one for wealth. That can be a wealth of any kind, not just money. Another one for family / relationships, and a last one for career / creativity. So 4 cards in all, plus 1 theme card, and the theme card will be coming from my Naked Heart Tarot, which I got just a few days ago. But it's been such an excellent read, and I actually read with it the day that I got it for a client, which I normally don't do, but it's such a like instant connection deck that I was like, okay. So I felt like for September, this would be the deck, since I already talked about Labradorite being us really diving even deeper into our esoteric studies or spiritual studies or spiritual selves, you know, digging deep into us, the watery depths of our soul. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our theme card. And so remember that as you watch maybe other people's September readings, my September reading, that we're all just picking up on the general energies that are out there. Some of us may pick up on somewhat similar energies. Some of us may be picking up on different energies. And that's because there are so many of us out in the world. And we all have different, you know, frequencies going. We have different moods going. Everybody's at a different place in their lives. So, and everybody's unique. So we're gonna be picking on very unique energies for each of us that does readings. Okay, it looks like we have our card. I like how easy this deck is, just like, boom, here's your card. Ooh, okay. So we have the 8 of Wands for the month of September. How cool is that? If people have been talking about the beginning of 2018 being kind of heavy, you know, a lot of big changes, and big changes are still going on. But with the 8 of Wands, I see this as changes will continue to happen, but maybe they won't be as, you know, some people have been taking it really hard and being like, oh, I understand that I need the changes, but it's like wearing me down. Whereas I see the 8 of Wands of changes will continue to happen, but maybe they will feel like, you know, more in our favor, where we feel a little bit happier about the changes that are being made. You know, so yes, everything that's been going on, continue to going on. Mother Gaia is, you know, continuing to change, shift her energy. We're shifting our energies, but I see it more in, it's not going to be, we won't be upset by the changes that are made in September, but there's definitely going to continue, and at a swifter pace, those changes. So like I said before, with people really diving into practicing opening up their third eye or their crown chakra, or connecting more to their soul star chakra, or learning to align all of their chakras, or just diving into a tarot study or learning the runes. You know, people are trying to open up themselves to something more than just the world that we live in. And I see people making big strides and progress when it comes to that in the month of September. Okay, next, I'm going to be using the Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish to pull our 4 cards for the rest of this reading. Remember, 1 for health, 1 for wealth, 1 for family/relationships, and the 4th one, career/creativity, because I often find that our creativity is tied up in our careers most of the time. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull those 4 cards, and then we'll get to it. Okay, so I have our 4 cards, and the first card, let's take a look-ski. This is for our health. So again, general health. What message can we get for health? We have Violet Angel, Breaking Dawn. Okay, so what I'm getting from this with they always have such soulful eyes. I love the artwork in these decks, but just the, she just looks kind of worn down, a little frazzled. I mean, the image is beautiful, but just the hand on the hip and the, and the breaking dawn, those of us that have been making changes when it comes to our health, you know, whether it's been doctor ordered because we are battling certain ailments or illnesses, maybe we are, you know, deciding that we just feel better if we just change up our diet a little bit. Maybe we're you know, removing certain foods or adding certain foods to our daily eats. But it feels like whatever changes that we've been making, you know, and it's like I've been like working so hard, I've been trying to make changes, and you know, progress hasn't been moving as swiftly as possible. With this breaking dawn, I'm seeing that when it comes to health, people, for the most part, and again, this is general, will finally be like, oh, yes, okay, I can see the progress that's been made. Okay, I can see from when I started here to where I am now. Okay, so at least I know that, you know, my change in my lifestyle and my change in my eating habits, my walks that I've been taking every day, it's finally starting to pay off. I can start to see the progress, you know, that all my efforts were not for naught, that they were for something, and I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to, you know, ache a little less, or I'm starting to just feel like I have more energy. And so I really feel like that in general, a lot of us are going to have that breaking dawn of like, ah, okay, I can see the progress. Okay, card number 2 is the card for wealth. And remember, this isn't always money. We can have a wealth of opportunities. We can have a wealth of friends. We can have a wealth of awesome experiences. But let's see what we have. The card says, mend a broken heart, fairy, healing from heartache. Okay, so with the green hair, I am getting the vibe that this does pertain to money. And I'm thinking that with all the changes, remember that there have been so many changes since the beginning of the year, a lot of shifts going on, that people have also done physical changes in their lives. Like for health, people have, you know, started taking more of a being captain at the helm of their health, but also for wealth as well. I see some people, instead of just taking a back seat and saying, I wish, you know, I wish I had more cash, I wish, you know, this, I think that people that have been burned by money in the past or have past issues with it, like maybe grew up in poverty, maybe money was something that your parents always argued about, maybe it's something that is a, you know, constantly talked about in your social circles, you know, causing us to feel like inadequate without money. Whatever heartaches that we may carry from money, I see that we've been making progress towards working on that and realizing that money isn't the end-all be-all of this existence here on earth. And so when it comes to wealth, I feel like with the progress we've been making of healing those past hurts with money, that we'll start to see more money come in the more we don't focus on it so much, where it's not the center of our universe and our world here. So yeah, and that's good. So, you know, maybe you're not going to have a whole cash flow coming in, but I do see where we start to make the realizations like, wow, like for a whole month, like I wasn't totally focused on money. I was focused on my family and my friends and the experiences I was having. And then, wow, like I ended up making like a little bit of extra cash. Like that's cool. And I'm going to see that. That's what I see really for a lot of us in September. And I'm like, oh, me too. Okay, and then the third card is our relationships. So friendships, relationships, family, relationships of all kinds. We have relationships with so many people, our coworkers, our family, our friends, our fur babies. So let's take a look. Ooh, Fairy of the Divine Hand, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. Okay, so what I'm getting for this, especially with the keywords, and finally, like, you know, with the divine hand, with the eyeball here, finally being able to see certain coping mechanisms maybe some of us have been taking with certain toxic relationships in our life. Perhaps we have you know, a strained or toxic relationship with a family member or family members. For some people, there's a strained relationship with most people in their family. And so in order to cope with having to be in the energetic presence of certain people in our family, some people cope with over exercise, some people cope with overeating, some people cope with drinking alcohol but to excess, some people cope with the use of narcotics but again to excess. And so what I'm seeing for September is people who have been you know, using something external outside themselves as a crutch in order to deal with certain people in their lives finally have a little bit of a wake-up call and is like, hey, I'm hurting myself, you know, because I feel that the people that I'm with, you know, hurt me, you know, so I don't want to continue to hurt me. And I think there will be some people that will understand that what they're doing isn't fixing the situation with the people that they have toxic relationships with. You know, maybe it's as simple as cutting them out, you know, and that would be something as like a self-care activity for you. You know, people that constantly make you feel bad, or you know, people are constantly criticizing you, like you really don't need those people in your life. And unfortunately sometimes those people are family members, and so it may feel even harder to, you know, excommunicado some of those people. But I really feel that people are going to take a good hard look of like, why is it that I find myself, you know, drinking so many nights a week? And it's like, where is that stemming from? Because it's no longer like a fun social activity with me and my friends. Like now it feels like it's an escape from something. What am I trying to escape? You know, and then you start putting two together that, you know, every time I decide to drink alone, it's usually right after I finish talking with my brother or my mother or, you know, this so-called friend. And so start making those connections and doing a little bit of work in the relationship department, meaning our relationships with other people and how we may be creating some coping mechanisms for ourselves because we may dislike being in the presence of those people. Okay, whew, man, the Oracle of Shadows and Light, it really is a shadowy reading, my goodness. Okay, and then we have our final card, and this is the fourth card, and this one was for career/creativity, because like I said, oftentimes, not all the time, things that we are creative at is tied up within our careers. Ooh, and we get the Nautilus Princess, powerful personal growth. I love nautiluses, by the way. I love to go see them, you know, at SeaWorld, and I always love sending like love to the animals, you know, at the zoo or SeaWorld. And yeah, nautilus, I love nautiluses. But I love the beautiful spiral and the I know it's just a couple of colors, but just the it's not just straight lines on the Nautilus. I just think it's so beautiful. And so I think that when it comes to our career, we are going to have more personal growth, meaning really finding out more about ourselves within the current career that we're in, whether or not we like that career. It's that career, we have it for a reason because it's helping us to grow as a person. It doesn't necessarily mean that that career will be our career for the rest of our lives, you know, until we retire. But I do feel that whatever career that we're in right now, and I feel like I'm speaking to myself, is there to help us grow, find our hidden talents, help us to stand stronger as a person. So maybe if we do switch careers, you know, down the line, we have some new set of skills and we know how strong we really are as we step into something else instead of running from a career to another career. Wow, I really feel like I'm talking to myself. And that's with all these readings. I mean, they're general, so, you know, I'm in there with you guys in these readings. All right, so that was it, you guys. That was the reading for September 2018. If you have any comments or questions about this reading, maybe a piece of this reading really resonated with you, I enjoy hearing from you guys. I always respond. Some people respond here on my YouTube channel. Some people message me on Instagram at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And wherever you wish to respond, or maybe even my Facebook page, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. I love interacting and talking with you guys. So anyway, I'm wishing you all a wonderful September. If you want a more personalized reading, really maybe look into your personal September, or maybe even looking into the next few months, then head on over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different readings. You choose the one that best fits your personality, and we apply your question to it. And don't forget to hit up the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. My Oracle deck is coming to life and I am so excited, but I do need more support to help get that Oracle deck off the ground. And there is a video coming soon where I'm going to be showing off in digital format many of the cards that I've created for my Oracle deck. I'm so excited. And it's the Wally Oracle. It's the Wally. He's your mom. Anyway, if you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And I'll catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out!